Hello and welcome to episode 186 of the How to Survive podcast. My name is Chris, and joining me, as ever, is Joe Sherville.
All right.
This week, we're covering Happy Death Day, the 2017 movie directed by Christopher Landon. There's a very special reason we're covering this movie today, Joe, isn't there?
Am I going to die?
No, it's because you woke up in a strange man's bed this morning after a night of heavy drinking. Let's hope you only have to go through that once. If you haven't seen Happy Death Day, then you've had 2 whole years or so in which to see it. And you might be thinking, oh, it just looks like a bit of a rubbish My First Horror movie. It's actually quite a bit better than that.
It's got a bit of a brain on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's very funny, and it's got a lot of engaging performances in it. And so gets the How to Survive seal of approval. That's happy.
That's the seal.
Nice, good, very good. That's Happy Death Day. If you haven't seen Happy Death Day, then the How to Survive show will be full of spoilers. And so we really recommend that if you would like to go into the film without those spoilers, now is the chance to go and watch it before we recap the plot, tear it to bits, and talk about how we would survive. All that and so much more after this.
Oh, hey, you're up.
Am I in a dorm room?
Yeah, I folded your pants for you.
Great.
Dude, did you hit that or what?
Go shorty, it's your birthday.
Stop global warming.
We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip and party like it's your
You
birthday.
sneaky little biatch. Maybe you should switch to water next time.
Super helpful.
Don't be late to the party tonight.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Tree, happy birthday.
We gon' party in the club, bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the head sitting in the taking drugs. I'm in the having sex.
You scared me.
Hey, you're up.
Look, I know this isn't gonna make any sense.
Stop global warming.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
You sneaky little biatch.
Happy birthday. I've already lived through this day. Somebody's gonna kill me tonight. So you can hear now.
It's your birthday. What's the song?
Hey, it's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Now you got to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's my birthday, and I ain't gotta pick up the phone. Yeah, it's my birthday. Y'all should just leave me alone.
College student Tree wakes up after a night of partying in the bed of her classmate Carter. She ignores a phone call from her dad and storms back to her sorority house in a rage. There, her roommate Laurie gives her a cupcake to celebrate her birthday, but Tree throws it away. She goes to class, where we see she is having an affair with her married professor. That night, she is ready to go to a party, but on the way there, she is attacked and murdered by a masked assailant in an underpass. Tree wakes up in the bed of her classmate Carter. She finds the day's events repeating themselves, but this time refuses to be lured into the underpass. This time she arrives at the party and has fun, but the masked assailant has followed her there and once again kills her. Tree wakes up in Carter's bed once more and begins to realise she's in a time loop. This time she barricades herself in her bedroom, but her killer is already inside and once again murders her. Tree wakes up in Carter's bed and this time explains her predicament to him. He suggests leveraging the time loop to work out who her killer is. After several loops, she begins to experience head pain and passes out. An MRI scan reveals evidence of her alternate reality injuries, suggesting that she cannot keep looping and dying forever. She admits to Carter that she carries tremendous self-loathing for failing to deal with the death of her mother, leading to a broken relationship with her father, whose phone calls she continues to ignore.
How did her mother die?
I think it was an illness, wasn't it?
Okay.
Tree sees a news report about John Toombs, a deranged serial killer of young women who is being treated at the campus hospital. Concluding that he is the killer, she races to the hospital only to see him escaping. Carter protects Tree from Toombs but dies in the process, and though Tree is able to subdue Toombs, she realises that if she doesn't loop back, Carter will remain dead. She hangs herself from the bell tower. Believing that she has solved her own murder, Tree lives her best life for a day. She is kind and gracious to all, apologises to her roommate Laurie for being a terrible friend, kisses Carter, and reconnects with her father. That night, she and Carter share the cupcake Laurie made for her and go to bed together. Tree wakes up in Carter's bed. And is horrified to discover the loop has continued. Distraught, she runs back to her sorority room and begins packing her things, only to realise that Laurie was her killer all along. She poisoned the cupcake and Tree died in her sleep. Each other time, Tree had refused to eat the cupcake, and so Laurie had tracked her down and murdered her with a knife as a backup plan, using her job at the hospital to frame Toombs for the murder.
It was all so easy for her.
Laurie attacks Tree and the two fight. Eventually, Tree gains the upper hand as she shoves the poisoned cupcake into Laurie's mouth before kicking her out of the room's window to her death. That evening, a bruised Tree has dinner with Carter and their relationship blossoms, and he offers her his room to stay in. Tree wakes up in Carter's bed, and after a quick practical joke, it is revealed that she has in fact made it to tomorrow.
Yep.
And that was Happy Death Day, directed by Christopher Landon. Where have we seen his name before, Joe?
Go on.
He wrote Paranormal Activities 2 to 4 and The Marked Ones, which he also directed.
He directed The Marked Ones?
Yes. How does that make you feel?
Well, I'm surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought like The Marked Ones that's the one with the like Mexican family, right?
It is, yeah.
That was maybe the worst one.
It was definitely one of the worst ones. It also had like a really weird and rubbish strain of extremely try-hard humour going through it, which, funnily enough, is the comedy in this film is probably one of the strongest points.
Yeah, I wonder, like, it's a Jason Blum production, right?
It's Blumhouse Productions, yeah. I don't know how directly he is involved. But
yeah, but Blumhouse has made good films. Do they make Paranormal Activity?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, but they tend to make things that are
it's like The Conjuring,
tropey.
It was Conjuring, Insidious.
Yeah, it's like we'll have a hit and then we'll ride it to death, right?
Yeah,
that's the Blumhouse way. So when you told me we were doing a Blumhouse film,
that's how I broke it to you, is it?
Basically, we're doing a Blumhouse film, Joe.
Yeah. Sit down.
Yeah. And it was set on a university campus and it's about a slasher. I was thinking, I was expecting the worst.
Yeah.
But actually, what we got was one of the best.
Yeah.
And I say that with some surprise, but it was one of the best slasher movies I've seen in a very long time.
Yes.
Having seen, I think, all of them now.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I loved it. I think I've rarely been so drawn into a slasher movie.
Okay.
And I think it's probably the highest quality since like Elm Street or Scream.
Okay.
I mean, the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
And like those, it pushes the limits of the slasher genre, I think, rather than just recycling them.
Mm-hmm.
The characters were great. They were kind of archetypey, but they didn't feel trite.
Yeah.
The drama underlying the horror didn't just feel tacked on. It wasn't like, here's a character, she's sad because something happened.
Yeah.
It explores those things. And it keeps you guessing right up until like the last scene.
Yeah.
And it was also genuinely funny.
When did you figure out the killer?
I didn't. Not until it was revealed.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
You?
I think I got it fairly early on, but then the film does, I think, a pretty decent job of convincing you that
it's Toombs.
Yeah, or that, it's going to go in a different direction, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then there are some nods. A lot of the violence is centered around the hospital, and the scene in which Tree ends up in the back of a police car.
Yeah.
which the killer then sets on fire with like a stream of petrol. The killer uses a birthday candle to set it on fire, which is exactly the same birthday candle as is on the cupcake that Laurie poisons her with. Yeah, and there's other little nods here and there, and she's already inside the room.
It all adds up when you know.
Exactly, yeah. But then it adds up in a very satisfying way.
Yes, exactly. I don't think you could have put it together. I mean, she was theoretically a suspect, but I don't think it's like you could say with any certainty until it's revealed.
But then also it's satisfying in the sense that the character's motivations make sense. Like Tree is shown to be horrible to her.
Yeah.
And
she's a love rival as well, I guess. She hates her because she's sleeping with.
Well, it's a bit slut shamey, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is not it does not reflect the beliefs of the How to Survive podcast.
No. Everyone should be sluts, right?
Yes, exactly. That's right. Yes. It's you get a certain tone, I think, and also once you start suspecting her, all of her actions seem to sort of
right. Well, I never suspected it, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Well,
when did you crack it then?
Like I said, I think it was sort of. I think by the time I saw the birthday candle, I'd already like suspected her, and then that happens, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I think that's what it is. But then, like I said,
you don't know for sure.
Yeah, and she's not in the film enough for you to be constantly thinking it's definitely going to be her.
Yeah.
So, but she has access, she has motive, she has all of the weapons and tools to commit the murder. Mm-hmm. So it adds up, and sometimes the simplest explanation is the most coherent and best one.
Yeah.
Certainly more coherent than, it turns out it's the mother of a child who was murdered by a student 20 years ago or whatever.
Right, exactly. Or better yet, the student died while the child died while the student was having sex.
Yeah, exactly. While Tree was supposed to be on lifeguard duty.
Or when Tree's mother was supposed to... Yeah. Tree's a good name. I thought I'd like to have a child called Tree.
Yeah, short for Teresa, though.
I know.
All sorts of political connotations in the UK
exactly.
these days.
Bin it. Tree, good name. Tree hugger, vegan, like it. Don't like Teresa.
Yeah. Tick off your How to Survive bingo card for the phrase vegan.
There's more coming up.
I thought it was great fun. Basically, it's obviously more of a horror comedy than a straightforward horror movie.
I'll tell you what, right? Here's a good sign for the film. At the end, where he reveals his practical joke, and the roommate comes in and he's like, "Did you tap that vajay or whatever?" Like, that fine vagina. And then he tells him to fuck off, and then they kiss. I found myself genuinely smiling, and I was like,
"That's good."
Yeah.
Well, it probably has more in common with like teen movies than it does horror movies.
Yeah, it's like she like not quite coming of age, but she needs to go through a maturity process.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can imagine this. You can imagine a rom-com where. Well, in fact, you can imagine a romantic comedy in which an individual is stuck in a time loop until they change their ways.
What do you mean?
There's a film known by the name of Groundhog Day.
Right.
I liked obviously this is a derivative concept, but I did like the little nod at the end.
It didn't.
Did you not?
No, I thought it was
where Tree has never heard of Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But it's like it's poking fun at itself, isn't it?
Yeah,
the film is poking fun at itself.
But whatever.
But I think despite its derivative concept, it's got a sort of zip and pace to it throughout, and engaging performances from all involved. An interesting central mystery. I like that Babyface is a classic clumsy slasher. Yeah. Like careening into walls instead of running around corners and all that sort of thing. Why do you think the time loop mechanic works so well in the context of it being a horror movie?
I think mostly because we've seen it elsewhere and the rules are kind of established, right?
Okay.
Like, we understand inherently what's going on because we've seen the likes of Groundhog Day. And that helpful scene at the end explains it, in case you missed the fact that it's from Groundhog Day. In this movie, though, it works because it doesn't try to add more rules than it needs, right? It's just like, oh, she wakes up again. It's not like she wakes up again and there's a spell on her, and if she doesn't, make it to the whatever it is, right? It's just, oh no, she wakes up again. And like he's just like, oh, maybe you need to solve your murder, and you're like, fine, come on. I mean, don't make it any more complicated. Sure. I think a good testament to the fact that it's not convoluted is that when it does become more convoluted because of the medical thing, you kind of go, hold on a minute, what is that? It doesn't make any sense. And then you start asking questions like, well, does that mean that she's going to die because of every injury she's got? How do the injuries transact in the world? And it doesn't make any sense. So you have to let that pass. But
but you also, I didn't care. Like no. it didn't bother me.
No, but I guess if you think about it too hard, it ruins the film. Like anything you add it too hard,
exactly.
Right? But I guess that's my point. Is like it's better when it's completely clean and it's just like just accept it. As soon as you start adding layers to it and adding rules, it's going to get worse. Yeah. So that's why it works, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a slasher movie with one victim.
Yeah.
But the events are erased every time she dies. So the film never gets burdened by the spectre of like dead children.
Yeah, right.
Like, which is a problem that most slasher films have and never really come to any kind of elegant solution for.
Right.
And it also doesn't have the sense of nihilism that something like Triangle has, which is a similar concept in that there's a sort of slasher-esque series of events taking place and there's a looping timeline. But if you think of how bleak and nasty a film Triangle becomes.
Yeah. Well, even how convoluted it is as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like it's...
I mean, that film layers upon itself.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, a little bit different.
Yeah. That's more in the primer kind of timeline than this is. Like, if it requires an infographic or a YouTube video to explain to you what's happening, you're overcomplicating the matter.
Absolutely.
Imagine the infographic for Groundhog Day. It would just be like, he wakes up again.
Yeah.
He wakes up again.
I'm sure... I seem to remember seeing something about like trying to work out how many times he's died.
No,
and it's like
was,
hundreds.
Howard Ramis said... Howard Ramis? Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it was like...
thousands.
The amount of time it takes to achieve enlightenment.
Right.
Which is like 40,000 years.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. I think time loop movies will always be great fun because... they have a series of crowd-pleasing elements, which are you get all the peril with none of the consequence, and inevitably you always have the scene of the characters letting loose because there's no consequences,
right?
Which in this case is
walking naked through campus.
Yeah, which is obviously crowd-pleasing in a number of ways.
Yeah,
but it's basically the combination of two. Very fun, familiar cinematic tropes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do
you think there's anything like more they could have done with it though?
I think Groundhog Day, to compare it, because you have to, shows the monotony of that situation a lot better. Especially because you've got Bill Murray in the driving seat, and literally at times when you're driving off the cliff with Puxatawny Phil or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you said,
just think of Groundhog Day, where like. In this film, basically, you always know that the way he's going to get out of the loop, the way that Tree is going to get out of the loop is by solving her murder. Yeah. Whereas in Groundhog Day, there's a point at which the character thinks that if he kills the groundhog, he'll break the loop.
With himself in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, Groundhog Day is at its best when Bill Murray is just like breaking down and just doing crazy stuff. Like the guy comes up to him, he's like, "Hey, haven't seen you in years," and he just like punches him in the face.
Yeah,
so they're even looking, just no lip punch.
And he's like in the diner and he's like telling the date everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, like those moments are funny, and they happen as well to an extent in Happy Death Day.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think Bill Murray carries it better because he's Bill Murray. Like, Bill Murray plays a bored guy in every movie he's in. And it must be very boring to have to relive the same day over and over again, right? That's what Groundhog Day is, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason you say, like, I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day when you're doing the same thing over and over again,
exactly.
Right? Because it gets into that kind of sense of, like, the human experience of, like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
It's like you need to break the
It's
monotony of
pointless,
this.
yeah.
Which is why he needs to have like a spiritual awakening of sorts to be like, actually, life is worth living.
Yeah.
There is more to life than this. Whereas I think she's more angry than bored, I think.
Yeah, but I think the anger is the like
Inward anger.
the same emotion that Bill Murray has, but translated into the body of a teenage girl.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think it is. It's like anger and frustration and
Yeah. Bill Murray's very cynical, isn't he?
yeah, exactly. He's like
Sarcastic and rude.
and resigned and depressed. Essentially, he's not happy in the first place.
No.
Which I guess Tree isn't either, but she is sort of living what she believes is like a good existence, I suppose. And just worth saying that Jessica Roth is, I think, extremely good in the central role.
Britney Spears was unavailable.
And 40 years too old.
She does look like it.
Yeah, I guess so. For me, I thought that given that it's a horror movie, I thought it would have been I found myself sort of hoping or like looking for someone in the background, a bit like It Follows.
Yeah.
So you'd see the eventual murderer lurking in the background, and if you'd seen that throughout the film in like extremely subtle ways, but maybe they're wearing like a distinctive bit of clothing.
Right. So, yeah.
You could have it so that like a character that she met late in the day
was in earlier scenes.
Right. And then in the next loop she'd realise that person's there in the morning as well. And that would have been like a like an interesting thing. But also the looping nature of the film would potentially give you the chance to see that before the character did.
Exactly. I suspected the dad at one point. Because he's the one who keeps phoning.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where they're in the diner and he calls her, and that's where it first comes up. That she tells the truth.
And he's really angry.
Yeah. But there's a bald guy sat at the bar. And I was like, I wonder if that's the dad, and he's like stalking around. But
yeah. I'm glad that it wasn't something like that, because it would give it a tone that would sort of crush the humour.
You just
under
need
its
like
weight.
a crazy woman in his book trying to kill you.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah. I think it could be interesting as well to see a horror movie where the time looping conceit is a kind of curse that's brought on by a monster that allows it to kill you again and again for fun, basically. Which is, there's a similar scene in a very, I would say, pretty dumb scene in Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Which plays on a similar idea. Also, equally, I thought it'd be really quite creepy. Again, maybe this is a, like a potential theoretical future time loop horror movie. Like how creepy it would be if there, the one thing that was changing in each time loop was the monster could also sort of move independently of the time loops, or
right. So you're like both stuck in the time loop.
Yeah, and so like the one thing that was changing each time, imagine if she walked out into the middle of the campus again for the 10th time or whatever, but this time there's like a figure stood in the middle of the campus and it's like staring at her. Like that would obviously like break the loop, but do it in a really like dramatic and sinister way.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, that would change the tone rather dramatically.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a different kind of film. I guess it is, sort of It Follows type of thing. So I made a little joke at the start of the episode about why we're covering this film.
Yeah. You pretended I was gay.
Not necessarily.
Well, I'm not pretending.
It's your birthday this week. Yeah,
it's my birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, mate.
36 already.
Yeah.
Time flies, doesn't it?
It does.
Of course, this isn't the only movie in which there are birthdays.
No.
Do you know what other films have birthdays in?
Some.
Let's talk about that in my birthdays and movies quiz. So I'm going to describe a birthday.
Okay. I think one of them is nailed on. It's got to be.
Okay, well, I don't know which one that is, but
No.
I'm sure. Well, are you thinking of the most famous birthday in a movie?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Basically, I'm going to describe a birthday or a scene or whatever, and it's you have to tell me what film it's from.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Question number 1.
Yeah.
A young girl's wish comes true as she, for no apparent reason, sits on top of her dining table.
Dining table. How old is she?
She's 16.
Is it 16 Candles?
It is 16 Candles, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, which has got a very famous... That's the one that I meant. Most famous birthday scene in any movie.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, she...
It's meant to be good though. Don't tell me. No spoilers. No spoilers. This is a spoiler-free podcast. If I haven't seen it.
Question number 2. An investment banker gets a present from his brother who promises it will change his life.
It's the game. I watched it like last week.
Question number 3. Kathy gets a pair of lovebirds from her brother for her 11th birthday. What could go wrong?
They die?
Well, that's your guess, is it?
They die. Is that what we mean? Kathy for her 11th birthday from her brother. How old's her brother?
An adult. It's one of the most famous movies of all time.
Kathy, you said, gets some lovebirds from her brother, and it's one of the most famous movies of all time.
The name of the film is in the question. It's sort of.
The Lovebirds.
Very close.
Go on.
The Birds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I've seen it, but I didn't. That's not like.
Look forward to Avian season on the How to Survive.
It doesn't like revolve around that.
Question number 4.
Yeah.
A young boy turns 11 on a lighthouse island where his adopted family are hiding from strange, harassing letters.
On a lighthouse island. Is it Harry Potter?
It is Harry Potter.
Yes!
And the Philosopher's Stone.
Because they're getting the owl's letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go where
There's no post.
Question number 5. A surprise birthday party ends in violent tragedy as a future married couple's relationship falls apart.
Violent tragedy.
Yes. Read it again. A surprise birthday party ends in violent tragedy as a future married couple's relationship falls apart.
You're grinning at me as if it's like you've smugly reworded it so I won't be able to get it.
I haven't. I've smugly worded it so you can get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old are they at the birthday?
I would say that the lead actor's age is undeterminable.
The lead actor's age is undeterminable.
Yes.
The fuck
No one knows how old the lead actor is.
The lead actor?
Yeah.
Specifically the actor?
Yes.
Not the character, but the actor.
The actor. Nobody knows how old the actor is.
What?
You're gonna kick yourself.
Nobody knows how old the actor is.
Yeah.
Are they a real person?
Yes, they're an actor.
Have they been in other movies?
Yes.
Have they won any Oscars?
Absolutely not.
And no one knows how old they are?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Nice.
Go on.
The Room.
Correct.
Yeah. What's your meet again?
A surprise birthday party ends in violent tragedy as a future married couple's relationship falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my future wife.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you. Question number 6. A woman celebrates her daughter's birthday with a cake in a cave, but all is not well.
What the fuck? Oh, man.
It's a film we've covered.
Cake in a cave. Her daughter.
A woman celebrates her daughter's birthday with a cake in a cave, but all is not well.
Oh, mate. Go on, tell me.
The Descent.
Right. Grim stuff.
Question number
Grimothy
7.
Chalamet, that one.
Grimothy's ball. Question number 7. A 16-year-old girl falls prey to a bizarre sickness on her birthday, rendering her comatose, and only one man can save her.
Shrek.
Sleeping Beauty.
Shrek? Same thing?
It's not the same thing. So you got The Game, Harry Potter, and The Room after quite a lot of conferring.
You one that you should have gone for. His name was Jason, and today was his birthday.
That's true. Yeah,
Friday the 13th.
could have done. Didn't.
Our flagship podcast, which is about a birthday,
Yeah.
and you overlooked it. You
Well-
ruined my hearty.
Joe, if I wake up tomorrow
Mm.
and it's the start of today once again, maybe that's the path I'll choose. What about you? What would you do if you were stuck in the time loop?
If it's my birthday every day.
Yeah.
So on my birthday, usually, I watch like a movie that I just like. I like to be left alone. I like to watch movies.
Right.
I watched Dog Day Afternoon one year.
Mm.
It's fucking excellent. When you watch Dog Day Afternoon, there's no day of the year where you're like, I'm going to watch Dog Day Afternoon. Maybe on Dog Day. But
Maybe a little after 12.
yeah. But it's class.
Yeah.
I like to do that kind of thing.
So would you just pick a different movie every
Exactly.
day?
A new movie every day. And then when I get murdered at the end of the day, I'll be like, great, new movie
Fine.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And no one will bother me that day either.
Yeah.
I'm good. Do you know what I'm doing this year?
Yes, I do. Well, no, I don't. Not on your birthday.
Well, yeah, but it's the same
The,
thing.
the day before. Your birthday eve. I know what
Yeah,
you
I'm
do.
going to WrestleMania.
That's right.
I'll go to, like, I would gladly die and go to WrestleMania every year. That'd be fucking excellent.
Yeah. When's your fight? Is it the title match, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah. What would I do?
Yeah. Ronda Rousey would be a tough opponent for you.
The thing is,
I managed to be both sexist, insulting both to women and yourself there with that joke.
Yeah. Double-edged sword. If I was stuck in a time loop, right? Because the nature of a time loop is that you get unlimited time in theory until you break the loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just learn shit I want to learn. I
Like-
learn like
but
jujitsu,
not, importantly, not who killed you.
learn jujitsu, learn chess, things I want to be good at,
Yeah.
but don't like solve the murder.
Yeah. Do you think suspicions would be aroused when you, like, you know, you go to bed on a Tuesday night and wake up on the Wednesday morning and you're a jiu-jitsu champion, but only like, yeah,
But only as good as the people in like the village that I live in.
a day's travel
Yeah.
distance from you. Yeah.
But that's the thing, like you could just like, I live in London,
Mhm.
so I could just like find the best jiu-jitsu trainer, offer him like all the money in my bank account just to train me for the day, and he'd be like, "Wow, what a great deal!" Next day, look at
Jokes on him.
that. Jokes on him. Go again until the day when it finally cracks and I end up with no money, but really good at jiu-jitsu. So
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that. That's the time the loop doesn't happen and you're destitute.
yeah,
Your wife's like, what the
Spent
fuck
all
were you
our money.
thinking?
but I'm also really good at chess.
Yeah. Win all your money back.
Yeah. You? What would you do in a loop?
I don't think I'd do, like, I think a lot of people would say, oh, you know, I'd steal a car and I'd do this.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would do anything amoral. You've seen the film About Time.
Yes.
There's the scene in which he is in a position where he could sleep with Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And he chooses not to, which is a
character played by Margot Robbie.
yes.
Yeah. Not
But
actual Margot.
he chooses not to, which is, you know, everyone in the audience is like, oh well, you know, you could sleep with her and then just wipe it from existence because he has the ability to go back in time.
Yeah.
But he chooses not to because it's
he wouldn't be able to live with himself.
Right, and it's like a question of his morality. Like similarly, it's against my values to be violent or kill people, so I wouldn't do any of those things.
Yeah.
Um,
You wouldn't sleep with Margot Robbie.
no, because I'm in a committed relationship.
But he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, he literally goes back. He's not like single and he's like, it's against my morals to sleep with Margot Robbie.
I've saved myself for the one.
Yeah, no, he goes home and proposes that very night
Right.
because he's passed the test.
Mate,
It's a great film.
it's an amazing film.
Yeah.
But, come on.
Pack the tissues.
Huh?
Pack the tissues.
Pack the tissues and also sleep with Margot Robbie because it's a free pass.
It's not though, is it? Because
Yeah.
you have to live with it.
I can live with it. It is
Oh,
a free
I could
pass.
live with it.
It's a free pass because you're glossing over it. That's the that's what the thing that I don't get, right? I understand what you're saying about how it's a moral decision,
Yeah.
but you get a clean slate. You don't have to live with it because it's gone.
Well, no, you have to live with it, but like reality doesn't.
I
have
can
to
live with sleeping Margot Robbie. I'll be honest with you. I can live with that decision.
Yeah, but it's about you making the choice to do it when you're already with your wife.
He's at a point where he's like, there's no one who I want to sleep with other than this girl.
Yeah. Which
Right.
is exactly the same position you're in, surely, with your wife.
It is.
Yeah.
But then
Well,
Margot
then
Robbie's
why-
not like
the-
knocking on my door saying, "Oh, sleep with me," and then getting a time machine.
But then what would you say if she did?
the
No,
world's
no.
the world is
No,
vexing
no,
enough without
no,
your
no.
hypotheticals, Chris.
What let's say Margot Robbie turns up at your door. She's like here's
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Here's a pack of condoms
Mm.
and a time machine. Let's get down to it. Surely your response would be, I need to go propose to my wife again.
Listen, we'll see how my match goes at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
By this time, I'm Jiu-Jitsu world champion and a grandmaster of chess.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot on my plate.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's true.
Would you, I mean, you're telling me there's no circumstance under which you'd be like, free go.
Like, genuinely,
I don't find that
wouldn't-
Margot Robbie that attractive.
I'm sure.
So you do find her attractive,
Well, she's an attractive lady, yeah, but I wouldn't sleep
but you
with her
wouldn't
because
sleep.
I
So I
wouldn't
was trying to
be able
bait you into like being like trying to convince me to do it, but you're obviously.
I wouldn't sleep with her because I wouldn't be able to live with the guilt.
But there's no guilt if this didn't happen. It
Yeah,
didn't
but
happen.
it did happen. Like
it
to
didn't
you, to in your perspective, it did happen. That's like saying if you, like, if you're walking down the road with your wife and she got hit by a lorry,
Right.
right? And then you'd be able to loop back in time, stop her from walking out into the road, and she wouldn't die.
Yeah.
But you'd still have to live with the memory of her being hit by a lorry and dying. That would have still happened to you.
Yeah.
You still would have lived that moment.
Would you say your wife being run over by a lorry and sleeping on Margot Robbie are different? Poor old Margot is going to listen to this going, fuck hell. Oh, what have I done?
Well,
Okay, right.
look, if she doesn't want it, she shouldn't be turning up at your door with a time machine.
Well, she wants to sleep with me so badly. She's like, look, I know you're in a committed relationship, but I've made a time machine.
She's so desperate to sleep with you, and she's conscious of how strong your moral compass
Yeah.
is that she's like, well, I need to build a time machine.
Well,
Because that's the only way to seduce
obviously,
him.
yeah, the only way to get Joe into bed is to have a time machine so he can wipe his conscience clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. What's the question?
Well, the question is, sure, it's not a question. It's surely that you would not sleep with Margot Robbie, even if you could have the option to erase it from objective reality. Because why would you want to, Joe? You're married in a committed relationship.
You're trying to coax me into.
I'm trying to coax you into agreeing and saying that you'd be a good husband, but you're like saying, listen, I'm not ready to commit to the idea of being a good husband.
No, I'm saying like, is it cheating if it happens in a different timeline?
Yes, because you're still. It's about the choice, Joe.
Right, I see. It's because like I'm vegan, right?
And it's like you.
Yeah.
It's like Margot Robbie turns up at your door with a steak and a time machine,
Yeah,
and says, "Here you go, have a bash on this."
we're gonna have a great night. yeah.
And you're like, swap it for some tofu. But aside from that, I'm in.
No, it's more like what I mean is I often find that when you're alone, you have every opportunity to eat cheese, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that because you are, when
Because
you're alone,
you've committed to a course of action.
yeah, and when you're alone, that is your true self. When no one, you are your true self when no one's looking, right?
Right.
So I see what you're saying.
So, in conclusion, you would eat the cheese.
No, I probably wouldn't. I think.
Why is it so difficult for you to... I'm giving you a free... Like, this is an easy win for you. And for whatever reason, you can't...
What?
I've squared the ball across the goal.
Yeah.
All you've got to do is tap it in by saying...
Well, I won't cheat on my wife.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't cheat on my wife. Like, obviously, I mean, the thing is, you're trying
Why
to
is that so hard for you to say, though?
Because I'm trying to think of a way to get you to agree that it's like...
Like, do you know, like... Are you aware that Margot Robbie is never going to turn up at your front door with a time machine wanting to fuck, right?
Yeah.
And even if she was, she's not going to be on the way to your house listening to this podcast and go, well, it sounds like Joe's not actually up for it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I bothered. All this effort I've gone to, and it turns out that even though Joe can erase it from objective reality, it turns out he doesn't want to sleep with me. I wish I hadn't wasted all that R&D on this.
What I mean is, like, do I want to commit to such a hypothetical? Do I want to give it the time of day?
I don't know why you're like. We're in a time loop where I'm squaring the ball across the goal, and every time you're smashing it over the bar again and again, finding every way that you can to avoid putting it in the back of the net.
Right. So to confirm, I wouldn't cheat on my wife. So yeah,
with Margot Robbie if she had a time machine.
Yeah, specifically.
Yeah. Why don't you just say it as one phrase then?
Why is there a situation where you would sleep with Margot Robbie?
Well, like if I wasn't in a relationship.
Okay. So
I know that look. You're not you're thinking, well, I could murder my wife.
No, that's not that look. Or just like looking at the side of my eye. Yeah. No, I think so. Let's say there's a timeline where you can break up with your wife, your girlfriend, then sleep with Margot Robbie. Then you've got a clean conscience.
No, I don't think you would, because you'd be engineering that situation.
Yeah, well, of course you're engineering it anyway. No matter, like, you're engineering it if you divorce your wife anyway. Surely.
Well, yeah, but the point is that I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to leave your girlfriend for Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I love my girlfriend.
Do you not love Margot Robbie?
No,
I've
never met her.
How do you know? She might be like much better than your girlfriend. In a lot of ways, you don't know.
I don't know, but I'm not about to. Like
Margot Robbie or Rachel McAdams is the question, isn't it? It's not Margot Robbie or your girlfriend.
Well, what in About Time?
Yeah, because like if you're Domhnall Gleeson, you're not going like, oh, I've got to get back. Kelly needs got dinner on. It's more like, oh, I've got to get back so I can propose to Rachel McAdams. So who do you prefer, Rachel McAdams or Margot Robbie? Right? That's the question.
Well, no, because we're extending the hypothetical to apply to our own situations.
But Margot Robbie isn't trying to sleep with me.
No, but what do you think a hypothetical is?
Yeah, that's my point. Well, if it's hypothetical, it's hypothetical.
Right.
So may as well be Rachel McAdams. I've got Margot Robbie.
But I don't have the personal relationship with Rachel McAdams.
Or Margot Robbie.
No, but that's not the point, is it? The point is, would you jettison a committed relationship to sleep with Margot Robbie? I'm saying that in my committed relationship, I wouldn't.
Right.
You have evaded the question.
Listen, I'm not the one I'm crying with. What's Rachel McAdams going to say?
I don't think she's involved.
Well, so you're the woman who you're supposed to be proposing to. You're not
in a movie called About Time.
You're ignoring, you're snubbing Margot Robbie, and leaving Rachel McAdams at home with no proposal, so you can
continue my non-fictional relationship.
But you can dodge the question, but I can't.
I'm not dodging the question because you're framing the wrong question. The point is, right, in About Time,
Yeah.
Domhnall Gleeson's character has the choice between Margot Robbie
Yeah.
or his committed relationship. So the way to extrapolate that scenario
Yeah.
for both of us is to apply the Margot Robbie question versus our own committed relationships,
Yeah.
right?
But what if you prefer Rachel McAdams to Kelly?
What?
Because like you're saying, like because maybe you're getting around it by being like, yeah, Margot Robbie, she's rubbish, but really you love Rachel McAdams. So you're
I
like,
don't love Rachel McAdams.
well, you say that now, mate.
And yeah, I do.
So you love Kelly more than Rachel McAdams
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm happy to say that.
and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Combined.
What, in like The Fly?
Yeah, if you want The Fly.
I don't want. Who would want that?
So the movie,
Margot McAdams.
yeah, the movie's About Time.
How would you survive About Time?
We've done a lot on About Time now.
We have. How would you survive Happy Death Day?
My tip for surviving in Happy Death Day is to lock the door and stay in the dorm room all day and do whatever you want.
That is what she does on the third loop.
Is it?
Yeah.
How does she die? No, in her dorm room. In
That
the
is-
frat. No. That's what you're saying. If she stays with Carter all day, instead, in Carter's room,
Oh, I
so
see.
she never goes home,
Right.
so no one knows where she is.
Mm.
Now what?
Yeah, that's a fair point. So she just goes missing.
Mm-hmm. AWOL.
Mhm.
Misses the party, fine, but doesn't die, importantly.
Yeah, she's just abandoning her own life, isn't she? Though.
Yeah.
So she's just going on the run.
Yeah. Have you never woken up in a place and been like, I'll just stay here today?
No, I don't think so.
You haven't lived.
I mean, this one time, me and Margot Robbie went.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically going to go on the lam, go into witness protection.
No, just stay there. Just you don't have to do anything.
No, but like presumably eventually you'll be found if you stay in Carter's dorm room.
But yeah, but you got the last like what? You probably wake up what 9 a.m. So you got the last 20 hours, something like that.
No, but even if she makes it to the day afterwards, when she dies, she'll go back to that point, presumably.
We don't know that
We don't know that.
because somehow
if the trailer for the sequel is to be believed, that is how it works.
Oh really?
Yes.
I see.
So, but we can't really take that into
No,
account.
that's
'cause
not
it's in the
text.
film.
Yeah. Well. So let's say she's like Carter. I've like gone through this loop a lot, and I've fallen in love with you. So let's just stay in and have sex all day, and we'll order a pizza in, and then fine.
Stay there forever. Yeah, I mean, so your theory is that if she
Her life's
survives
shit.
the
Her
day,
life's shit enough to be like miserable for her. So why not just have a new life with Carter in Carter's room, which is what she does anyway at the end.
yeah. So she just like becomes a roommate
Yeah.
to both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. You're sort of leveraging the central conceit of the film against the film, aren't you? Which is the investigative part of it. Like you're saying that she should not want to know who's killing her, and she should not want to return to her old life.
Yeah. If it means dying, then yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If I said to you, if
I
you
mean-
go home, someone's going to kill you, you wouldn't go home, would you?
No, but I'd also like that would suggest that whatever is going to kill me is only there and is never going to be anywhere else, which isn't the case in Happy Death Day because she gets murdered in a variety of different places.
But by someone who knows where she is.
Yeah, but then, would word get around, do you think?
No, not if you don't leave the room.
But then the roommate is not,
He doesn't know who she is. No one knows who she is. That's the thing. Because she's in a different dorm.
He does know who she is.
Who? The
roommate.
roommate? The fine vagina guy.
Yeah, exactly. Calls her by her first and last name.
Fine vagina. Fuck me. Yeah. I mean, you say you think she will die if she stays in that room.
I think eventually she would get found by Laurie, wouldn't she? I don't know. Maybe it's like Laurie just needs to cool off.
She's made a poison cake.
Well, that ties into my survival idea,
Right, yeah.
which is find a less traceable way to kill your roommate.
Yeah, mate. Come on.
In both instances,
Yeah.
Laurie would be the prime suspect.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, stabbing to death.
Well, poison is presumably easily traceable.
Yeah, what did she eat? She ate this cake I made her. Oh, well, it's got like fucking
arsenic in it.
Novichok in it or whatever.
Yeah. And the knife, she's got motive, proximity, and, like, let's be honest, her planned framing of tombs is not the cleverest idea because, like, he's just going to be in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he does get out, doesn't he?
But how would she know that that's going to... Unless she's engineering his escape, which I suppose she might be.
Yeah, she undid his straps and stuff.
Right. Okay, so she undoes his strap so that he will escape, and then when he's escaped, she murders Laurie.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that
Toombs did it, yeah.
Hmm.
And in some cases, Toombs does.
So there's no security cameras in the room with the deranged serial killer.
Exactly.
I mean, that would be a good idea, wouldn't
We'll
it?
put a security camera in the deranged serial killer.
Yeah, because then you'd see the deranged nurse going in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just basically find a better method of killing your roommate.
What's a better method for killing your roommate?
Well, her
you
primary
seem to know a lot about it.
Well, her primary method is poison her when you're in the room with her.
Yeah.
And
or
like,
stab her when you're in the room with her.
She's a medical student, right?
Yeah.
And that's partly we're supposed to imagine, you know, how she has the expertise to pull off the crime. But surely a medical student would know that they're going to do an autopsy on Tree and be like, oh, look, she's got the content. Let's look at the contents of her stomach because she obviously died of poison.
Packed full of Novichok.
Yeah, packed full of Novichok muffin in her stomach. And then, you know, who around her has access to both Novichok and the capability of baking a cupcake?
And feeding her it with trust.
Did she bake one cupcake?
Yeah, what's the problem?
It's just quite an awkward, like,
no one,
most recipes
in a frat house as well.
Yeah,
no one cook for a while because I have to bake one cupcake.
Yeah, and please wear gloves when you're in the kitchen for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like,
wear hazmat
you'd have
suits.
to divide. Yeah, I mean,
maybe she bought she must have made it
unless she bought it and then like laced it with it,
soaked it in Novichok.
Yeah. Fixated on the Novichok, aren't you?
I'm very worried.
Yeah.
All right.
Any more?
Yeah. So at one point, Tree is working through the old suspect list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she rule out Laurie?
No, not to our knowledge.
There you go. Then. Keep going until you rule her out.
Yeah. She. I think the reason that she stops is because
she keeps dying.
Yeah, and the repeated deaths is beginning
taking a toll.
Yeah. So it might be that Laurie was further down the list.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, she should be high up the list because it's like, who do I annoy most frequently?
Yeah.
Of the person that I live with who finds everything that I do to be anathema.
Yeah, right. So you just now when you said like you shouldn't poison because it's traceable.
Yeah.
What method would you use?
The old icicle.
Right, untraceable.
Yeah, stab her with an icicle.
Yeah.
Then that melts. Or beat her to death with a leg of lamb, roast the lamb, feed it to the detectives.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping solve the murder of my roommate, who I loved dearly. Please.
Have some more Novichoks. I mean...
No, don't poison the lamb.
More applesauce.
Yeah. Mint sauce.
All right.
Come on, mate.
Well, and pork. Not lamb. Don't eat it, mate. I'm not vegan. So.
Yeah,
Roast
you're not going to be
apples
murdering anyone with a giant block of tofu. What vegan food would you murder someone with?
No, they were pretty
like a
flimsy,
big marrow,
butternut squash.
Yeah, drop from a height.
Yeah. I guess a cucumber,
coconut
would be good.
What would you do? Sharpen the cucumber to a point?
Club them with it.
The cucumber.
Yeah,
that would break definitely.
You can test it if you want.
Yeah.
Don't know because it's in the little. If it's still in the cling film, maybe it's got the tensile strength to hold up to the battering.
Shouldn't be buying cucumbers in cling film, really, mate. You should be
trying
to reduce your single-use plastic footprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you do.
How to survive tip for all of us. I like how you just scan the room for single-use plastic.
Yeah. Those plectrums, are they single-use plastics? You're going to recycle them, yeah?
I'm still using them. So, therefore, not single-use. Another bit of advice for Laurie. Like, let her eat the cupcake if she's going to eat it, right? Don't like... basically, in the one where she apologizes to Laurie, in the time loop where she apologizes to Laurie doesn't give her the cupcake. When that is in fact the instance in which she would be most likely to eat it, as evidenced by the fact that later on that night she does eat it.
Yeah.
Right. So either Laurie has a change of heart, in which case don't leave the fucking cupcake lying around because it's packed full of Novichok. Right?
Yeah.
And she's going to die if she eats it.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you do still want her, if you haven't had a change of heart and you do still want her to die, go, oh, that's really kind of you to say so. Have this cupcake.
Either way.
Make your mind up.
Suppose so.
It's pretty lax thinking of her to... If the idea is that she... all it would have taken was Tree apologising...
Yeah.
For Laurie to not want to murder her, then Laurie shouldn't be like, oh, that was really kind of you. I'll just leave this cupcake here with your name on it.
Yeah, right.
And then leave.
I'll tell you what, right? If you if you kill your roommate in a bitter fight to the death, typically I'd suggest that's like a bad thing to have to live with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So why not, when you crack the case, go through, do the really good day again.
Yeah.
But don't eat the cake at the end of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Or take the cake to the police and be
Just
like,
get a
test this for Novichok, please.
Yeah.
So you don't have to kill anyone. You don't have to live with that. A lot of questions are going to be asked of you.
That's true.
To go on Oprah, probably talk about it, something like that.
Yeah. It's very Jeremy Kyle. Yeah. I kicked my college roommate out of a window.
Yeah. I've got one last one. So Tree doesn't like her birthday.
No, famously.
So why is her ringtone, hey, it's your birthday?
Yes, it's correct.
Now you've got to pick up the phone.
Of course, in the original, in the trailer, I think it's In the Club by 50 Cent.
Go shorty.
Yeah.
It's your birthday.
There you go.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get the rights for the full film, so they just invented a song.
Yeah. Let's hear that now.
It's my birthday, and I ain't gotta pick up the phone. Yeah, it's my birthday. Y'all should just leave me alone. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I ain't picking up the phone on my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I ain't picking up the phone on my birthday.
Catchy stuff.
Yeah. That's a good point. Maybe it's like a weird quirk of her phone provider or something.
Yeah.
You're right in that it's a very strange decision.
Because like, unless she set it the morning of.
Yeah, you would think that if it was not her doing, they would have made a point of that and had her be like,
why the fuck's that my ringtone?
Yeah.
I fucking hate this ringtone. What a great prank from my lovely roommate Laurie.
Yeah.
Do I need to go?
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. How would that help her survive, Joe?
Her nerves might be less good.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that was Happy Death Day. Happy birthday to you, Joe.
Thank you, mate.
Hope you have a great one in the post-WrestleMania afterglow.
Yeah.
If it's your birthday, then get in touch. HowToSurviveShow@gmail.com. We'll give you a little shout out. You can also request a shout out via Twitter @HowToSurvivePod. And don't forget, you can suggest films. You can tell us your thoughts about any of our survival tips or any of our thoughts on the films that we've covered. Just generally drop in for a chat.
Chit chat. Got some emails, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah. First one's from Cole McG.
Hello, Cole McG.
Hi, guys. The subject line is, am I a geek?
I mean,
If you have to ask.
if you're emailing us.
Hi guys, while listening to the RoboCop episode, I noticed the music in the trailer is actually the main theme from The Terminator. The fact I knew this straight off the bat, does that make me an 80s movie geek? Maybe a geek in general. Maybe I'm just awesome. Something tells me I won't be the only listener. I'm sure the other two of us, bit of shade there, would have recognised it too.
Savage.
Thanks for the podcast, I love it. Watched Upgrade and it was okay. I thought the twist was balls though. My suggestion for how to survive is to ignore the voices in your head, as that's what I do and I'm surviving. Thanks again, Colin.
Yeah, fair point. I guess if he ignored them entirely, then he would never have put himself in any of the situations where...
STEM, you mean?
Yeah, if he ignored STEM, he'd never be put in any of the life-threatening situations which mean that he has to give up control of his own body. But
you
then
can also like turn STEM off when he said no voice STEM stuff.
Yeah, but do you think
STEM is pretty smart?
Yeah, STEM would find a way around, wouldn't he?
Probably. Is Cole a geek?
Yeah, probably. But then Terminator is a very recognisable piece of.
I texted
music.
you when the episode you edited it, and I texted you saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Am I a geek?
Yeah, I think you're a geek. Yeah.
Fuck off. Takes one to know.
You wouldn't even shag Margot Robbie, mate.
Takes one to know one. Next email is from Jarell.
Yeah.
Or Yorel. I don't know what it is with this podcast. Like I have some like James or like Jonathan or...
Listen, James, Jonathan, get in touch. answersmyshow@gmail.com.
Yeah. We got Jorel. Jarell. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Urel? Who knows? Evening, gentlemen. I've been listening since I stumbled into your podcast on your Starship Troopers episode. And I've gone...
As a relatively recent listener then.
Yeah, since
Welcome.
gone back and binge watched all episodes. Must be a YouTube fan.
With Starship Troopers isn't on YouTube, so maybe it just means listens. I don't know. We should get in touch with the team that keep the YouTube channel up to date.
Yeah. Spoilers for Upgrade here, by the way. So if skip 30 seconds if you don't want Upgrade spoiled.
Yeah.
As for how to survive Upgrade, my suggestion is for the creator at the end of the movie, if he knows that the chip is killing off everyone involved, then he should have taken additional precautions such as an EMP device or any other electronic disruption device. This in turn will disable him long enough to remove or break the chip. So there you go. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. You could also have some sort of like MRI thing, but then I guess isn't the point that Elon Musk lives in, like a completely STEM controlled environment?
Yeah.
So he's like trapped
in a
inside
STEM
his
cell.
house.
In a STEM cell.
STEM cell, nice. Yeah. So he's trapped there at the whim of STEM, and so STEM, he'd be like, "Oh, STEM, I want to order this EMP," and STEM would be like, "No, absolutely not."
Stop doing that. And he'd be like, "Oh, okay,
yeah,
fair enough." Email here from Lucy.
Hello, Lucy.
It's really like Lucy. Very straightforward.
Yeah. We're getting an email saying, actually, it's Luke UI.
Hey guys, I'm a fairly long listener. Ooh la la. I'm a very long listener and I'm a big fan of your content. I recently watched Bad Times at the El Royale and I really liked it. I think the movie has potential for an episode. I would like to say more about the movie, but I don't want to spoil anything. Give it a watch if you want to, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Yeah, that's good as well, if you want to. A lot of people going, you have to do it.
Yeah. You have to cover every Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode that's ever been made.
Like Chris, was that his name? Thomas, whatever his name was. Straightforward names, but
yeah.
Bad ideas.
This is why people try and write in with memorable names, Jace, because you keep forgetting them.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jarell was really memorable.
Sorrel and...
Listen, Jarell, no offence, but come on. Anyway, here. Hi, guys. I've been listening since 2015 and can't believe it's been that long. And that I've never emailed in before. I wanted to ask you to add Piercing from 2018 to your list. It's currently on UK Netflix, and I think there's a lot there for you to discuss. It takes some weird trippy turns and won't be for everyone, but personally I really enjoyed it and the soundtrack is fantastic if nothing else. Thank you for so many years of great podcasting and look forward to hearing your take on Piercing if you cover it. From Amelia.
Thanks, Amelia.
And quick PS is the new Craig Zahler. Craig S. Craig Zahler?
Yeah.
S. Craig.
I think so.
Dragged Across Concrete is released in the UK in April. And it'd be great if you could cover it too, since you've done Bone Tomahawk and Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Yeah. Maybe we can cover it in racist actors playing racists season.
What's that?
Where it stars Mel Gibson as a racist alcoholic cop.
Well, are there any other movies where racists play racists?
I'm sure there are. I mean, we've covered the other S. Craig Zahler films, so maybe we should stick that on the list.
I was thinking of S. Craig when we were pretending that we were going to have Bear Grylls on. And we said, tell you what you think about Bone Tomahawk. And you said, don't tell me you haven't heard about S. Craig Zahler's Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah.
That's how I remember his name. S. Craig Zahler. What a name.
Great name.
Thanks, Amelia, for that email. And thank you, everyone, for emailing.
HowToSurviveShow@gmail.com is the email address. @HowToSurvivePod is the Twitter handle. And don't forget to rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts if you are so inclined, because that really helps us find a wider audience. Next week, Joe, what else could we really cover other than Us? The new Jordan Peele movie. Haven't seen it at the time of recording. Very much looking forward to it. We'll see you next week for that. Will it be us, or will it be our strange doppelgangers? Who knows? We'll find out next week. And until then, have a bloody happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you, mate. See you later.
And I ain't gotta pick up the phone.